Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to CDL Stage 1 Major. Landon with Study on the cast for you. Another elimination match on the cards. LA Thieves taking on the Toronto Ultra. We're still in the virtual studio, feeling great, feeling fine. Study, we just had an incredible Game 5, and I'm hoping for similar things in our last series of the day.
Yeah, I'm really hoping the same, man. I'm really hoping that the LA Thieves just completely forget about the loss versus the Guerrillas, man. Watching them in that series, just not the team that we were all expecting. But on the opposite side, you got Toronto, who just came off an intense Game 5 versus Minnesota Røkkr, winning both hard points. Oh, man, this is going to be a series.
It is, like, so, kind of two teams who maybe to start off the season, you're thinking probably Thieves, but based off the way the Ultra have looked as of late, I know there's been a few people in the predictions kind of thinking otherwise. We're talking myself, but hey, regardless, let's go ahead and start off with our first team, Slasher, Kenny, the whole group. Let's go ahead and meet the LA Thieves.
Squad, what the fuck you want? So I got people just tuning in and I love the show. Sometimes I get so high, I never land. Ain't no need to overthink it, I already understand. Plotting on my downfall and need another plan. But we welcome all that hating, I'm like, they can come again. Made a stack off the game and gave 100 to my man. I don't owe no money to him, I just did it cause I can.
Those are your Los Angeles Thieves. What a rough series yesterday versus the Guerrillas. They lose that one 3-0. We know this team, right, Study? I mean, a very talented group from top to bottom. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I gotta say, due to that surprising loss, are you looking at the Thieves differently coming into today?
Oh, well, I was actually watching Zuma's podcast yesterday, The Flank, and they were talking about just the attitudes of these players. Like, when you get a loss like that you don't really expect, how are you able to bounce back? How are the emotions going to be between the players? But hopefully they were just able to let it all go. When you're talking about a player like Slasher, he's never going to let it go. And hopefully they're able to answer back in this series right here.
Yeah, in need of a major answer. We're fumbling on the words a little bit. It's been a long day, but we've got a great one still to come. LA Thieves, let's go ahead and meet their opponents, the Toronto Ultra.
Yeah. I'ma get right in my bag. Why you gonna try to get mad? Everybody wanna keep up. Don't you know I move too fast? I'ma zip right past. Drip all on my swag. Why you trying to size me up? You don't wanna try your luck. How does it stove? What did you know? Burn like coal, yeah, you know I go. Way too hot, yeah, really too cold. I'ma keep going till I hit my goals. Better get back when I'm in my zone. Do it for the ones that I know back home. Did it myself, they ain't put me on. But you crawl back if you hear that tone.
Look there at your Toronto Ultra, a team that has really improved series by series. What they take Minnesota Røkkr down in the Battle of the North. Study, what do you like about the Ultra and their win yesterday over Minnesota?
Just watching them in their hard points, man. They won both hard points versus the team in Minnesota. Obviously, Minnesota are not too strong at that game mode, but just watching the duo between Bance and Kleenex with those submachine guns, they really work together in every single rotation. You saw them yesterday on that Moscow single-handedly with just them two flip the spawns by themselves. So if they can continue up that momentum in those hardpoint modes, especially starting off this map number 1 hot, it's going to be a tremendous series.
I gotta say, man, I love taking a look at the nice little 4-box, seeing exactly how the players are feeling. Ultra, all smiles to start things off. Let's go and get into our game field keys to victory, starting things off with the Toronto Ultra. Bance and Kleenex need to stay hot and come out firing. Carry the playmaking they had in the S&D versus Røkkr into today. And really, Study, it was the hard points, but it was also the search and destroys. And I gotta say, man, we look back, I think it was what, checkmate, search and destroy. They're up in that round 11, and it's a 2v4 comeback, or a 2v4 clutch from attach and accuracy. They closed up the final search and destroy. I think it was what, 6-1 on Miami. This team, like I said, they've really seen some improvements, and I'm hoping that we kind of see that continuous play coming into today. Let's go ahead and meet, obviously, the Los Angeles Thieves in regards to their side. Game field keys to victory. Study, walk me through them.
Regain their swag on first map and show that hardpoint is their best mode. So far, they're 6-3 in hardpoint on the season. And then TJHaLy and Temp need to slow down that fast-paced S&D duo from the Toronto Ultra. We were just talking about it. Bance and Kleenex, they play at such a tremendous place. They're always right next to each other, always playing the trade. So as long as TJ and Temp are able to equalize those guys out, especially on a map like Crossroads, we're in for a series.
Yeah, as we take a look at the maps and modes, Crossroads, Moscow, Checkmate, Moscow, Raid. So some good maps. We're going to be able to take a nice little gander at the rotation. We had a lot of Checkmate last series, so not that I don't love me some Checkmate, but it's nice to get a little bit of a variation. Don't see too many Crossroads, but again, you highlighted the SMG battles. And really kind of from the Thieves side, there's been a lot of talk on TJ and Temp, right? These two guys at times have looked excellent for them. I know TJ is obviously a primary conversation when you talk about really any team that he's on, kind of throughout his history, specifically here with the Thieves coming into coming into this season. When TJ is frying, the team sees success. He is literally the X factor for them in a number of different modes, but excited to see his play. And on the other end, again, the SMGs from Toronto Ultra, they've looked great recently, right? Bance has been playing out of his mind. Kleenex, you really can't control the guy in the hard points. It's going to be insane to watch, especially how these guys start to duel off the rip.
Yeah, man, it's going to be insane to watch, especially on a map like Crossroads. We know how effective that P3 to P4 rotation can be. So if you're one of those teams that had that early rotation, had the early setup, you cannot let the opposite team break it, jump through cliffside, or even just chain kills together to potentially flip them out. This first map is going to decide this series for me. Whoever comes out more hot, I guess you can say, on this map number 1 is going to determine it for me, because we talk about Toronto all the time. Whenever they win that map number 1, they go on to win the series. We're just going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, gonna have to wait and see. Currently having a little bit of a lobby issue, but don't worry, folks. We're getting it all fixed. We're getting everything taken care of. Make sure to stay tuned in. We'll be back on your browsers in just a moment. Crossroads Hardpoint up next between Ultra and Thieves. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to CDL LA Thieves Toronto Ultra. We are just moments away from getting into our first hardpoint, going down on some Crossroads, and we really kind of have to focus on this hardpoint. Obviously, we talked about the very first map. It's always going to be a crucial one, but specifically for the Ultra, they've been firing on all cylinders out of the gate, Study. They've won their last 3. This team, like I said, out of the start, has been excellent. And again, for the Thieves, we talk about that regain. Oftentimes, it comes in that first hard point. It's going to be a battle.
I'm looking at Thanos to step up. Mr. Slasher, world champion. yesterday in the series versus LAG. Specifically in the hard point, he had a 0.7. Even though they only lost by 50 points, you don't expect that from one of the best ARs of all time. So I'm expecting him to have a bounce back game today. Hopefully he has his A's hat on, because whenever I'm watching Slasher, it's usually how he's coming about. So we're gonna hop on board into this Crossroads hardpoint. Ultra are gonna be spawning towards the P3, P4 side.
In regards to the hat comment, by the way, Study, Slasher, well, wearing an LA hat, so not an A, but do you think that there's still something there? LA?
Oh, 100%. With a hat on, Austin's a different player.
He wasn't wearing it yesterday. I don't know. Maybe it's a thing. I remember like Forward used to wear a hat. Like, I don't know, man. You get in that flow. You get that nice mojo going your way. You never really know what can be the case. But what is the case is that Vance is off to a lovely start. Starting things off 4-0. Clearing out the HP for his fellow Ultra compadre. Good old Cammy. And he's hitting some shots as well. The SMGs are firing out of the Ultra.
Yeah, and they just flipped the spawns right off the rip. They were able to hold this time. Dance and Cammy going huge with those submachine guns on point. You're going to see Methods posted up on the head glitch. Going to be a little aggressive towards the tank. Able to take down one, but he's going to get traded. But so far, Ultra are not trying to let anyone slip through from the Thieves. You're going to see that number 4 player in CleanX sitting towards top bridge. 3 are going to drop. Methods is going to be the only line of defense. But with him getting that kill, he's allowing all of his teammates to just basically spawn right behind him. They just got to hold the Thieves off for one more push so they can get fully set up.
Yeah, that's a nice work coming in from your SMGs. Again, Temp and TJ, 2 guys to watch out for, not just in this map and mode specifically, but really throughout this series. This one is going to suit them nicely. CleanX coming in from the top rope, but TJ's prepared for it. Ends out his life on a 5 spree. And really with that initial push, it will give Ultra some time to think about their advancements. And nice shots actually from Cammy. That is a wonderful angle that he gets over in their top room. Granted, he gets wiped away, but it clearly has a major footing. And the reason why this push from the Thieves is going to be slowed down. Some nice double kills coming in from Kenny and TJ together on the flank. Up close we go. And Kenny getting some time in the hill. Finally able to wipe away Toronto. But again, we talk about that next hill. We're not on the new patch just as of yet. Ultra going to be with those next spawns as Thieves grabbing the next 10 seconds.
Yeah, I don't really like that push out of Thieves right there. At least have one person back up and try to secure the spawns for the next 2 hard points, but they decide to push towards that junk time. Now Ultra are going to be trying to get fully set up, but Temp's able to break into this hard point. Going to be able to take down one. Now he's traded. TJ with 2 through the mid door. The Thieves are trying to hold from the front side. If they synchronize 3 kills together, they should be able to push at the back and potentially flip the spawns again. They are winning every single gunfight from this P3 hard point. Now they're trying to flip it.
Gonna try to go for the flip. TJ up close, ends up getting taken down by Bance. Trades everywhere. Thieves winning them, clearing out the feed. Nice work coming in from LA. Let's now go to an Astro Gaming listening with the Los Angeles Thieves.
I'm helping you. I'm gonna go mid.
P1's in.
Top. Now we. Time. I'm done. Nice. Last 2. I spawned out. I spawned here. Still. Hey, I'm close back. Focus left. Top far. CleanX. One shot. Top. Yeah, fire. Cross field. 3 there. I saw one here. Near the town. 3 by top. Green box. One shot. Green box. Green box. Can we back rock on you? Can you weak on you?
I spawned out now. Big door. Can we close? Close. Big door.
They're both weak. You can go close. I'm coming top. Close one. I spawned here.
CleanX is top fire.
Missing one here.
He's on me. Back CleanX. One shot.
Nice. Target Tom. Should we block, fellas?
I'm blocking.
I'm in fire. Could be mid fire right now. The mid fire door. Flash my left. The P1. Need my mid door. I don't flash anything left. Top. Dead.
I'm thinking right.
2v1. Yo, there's one of that. Yeah. I'm gonna down.
Top right.
Top P1. One shot.
In the back.
More fence. I got one shot. I don't know where fence went. I think he rotated.
Hit the
He's in the
back.
One back.
He's on time. CleanX.
Top fire.
Get this time.
I'm a little close to streaks. I can make sure
go
you're
right.
Okay, I'm gonna help him right. Remember,
I need to go fire.
Top got me.
Okay.
I'm gonna go right.
I need to get our fire though. I'm not picking me.
I'm top window. I'm just bringing top window.
The mid lane. Look at Tom.
I'll take the top window.
Back to Tom, Zinni. Tom, one shot Zinni. Literally bullet.
Fire.
I'm on fire.
Yeah, play kills. I spawn her.
I don't see this guy fire.
So I feel like on a map like Crossroads, you're kind of calling out spawns more than any other thing. What did you make of the communication there with Los Angeles?
You could just tell that Los Angeles, they're trying to make sure that they're not letting any players from Toronto slip through. Temp was going huge for those spawns around that back cliff area. Right now, Thieves, Temp was on a 5 spree. He's eventually going to drop some no streaks for him. So far, the Thieves on the very first rotation, they dominated that P3. They were able to keep the spawns for P4 to have the lead that they have now. Temp actually ended up getting that artillery strike. So this can be huge just in case they do lose spawns for the P3, P4 off the second rotation of hardpoints. Before are going to drop. Now this is going to slow down the push from the Thieves. The Ultra should have time to get fully set up for P2.
This is the same hill that we saw Toronto get a very sizable advantage on last time, and kind of a similar situation. Yeah, all 4 of the guys are going to be off of spawn. Methods with a 5 spree, and he really has been the guy for Toronto, right? Mr. Clutch to kind of end out the year, continuing to do so. He's been super consistent in pretty much every mode. And kind of when we get back to this 4v4 pace, Methods, it's kind of his playground. Playing great, setting up the team for success. Bance is there for the trade. Granted, Thieves are in the hill and can bring this one to a level heading. Bance is going to fall. Temp, great work from him up close. Again, just trying to hold off the HP for now. 25 seconds left. Thieves are going to break in. Really based off of that push, it is going to reset the spawn. So a little bit earlier than last time. Better time for the Thieves than anything, but they will lose the time and the HP for the moment. Everybody gets cleared out. P3 is up next. And again, it's the Ultra who've got the rotation.
Yeah, but the good thing about it is on the very first rotation, the Thieves made the same exact play and they dominated the P3 on the very next side. So they're going to decide to push towards this right side. You see that number 5 player with Kenny trying to work towards top bridge. It's all going to come down to just winning 2 waves of kills, potentially flip the spawns once again. Kenny going to get 1, TJ with the 2nd. Kenny with the 3rd. Kenny's on a 5 spree, working towards some streaks. We were talking about him yesterday. He had a 0.8 versus the Guerrillas on hardpoint. Coming to life today. All the kills are going in favor of LA. And now they do have the spawns for P4. They can chain both of these hardpoints together and open this game wide open.
Making it look simple, making it look easy. Kenny, great work toward the side, trying to clear out one of the many entry points in this fire hardpoint. TJ going for some pre-fire shots, and that's going to be Slasher with a nice clearance. So good stuff coming in from the Thieves, and this is really where they can start to extend their lead.
Number 3.
Nice snap from TJ. Slasher's there to pick it up for him. But again, it's been the Thieves, again, in this P3 to P4 spot. This is where you're kind of looking at that time to really be a difference maker. This is where rosters, this is where teams start to really gain major leads. With Toronto primed and firmly aware of it, Cleanix has to do something. He's going to be on the flank, and that is a nice 3, 4 down. Toronto, they retake the hill.
Yeah, and now LA Thieves, you're in a situation where you can use that artillery strike from Temp. You just have to try to take control of fire. That's exactly what Sasha's going to do. Here comes the strike to keep him off the point. And at the same time, you see the players from Ultra pushing out, trying to get aggressive, make sure that they keep those spawns in the back. And that's exactly what they do. They're only going to lose 5 seconds, so they should be able to pick up this remaining time on this hard point. And so far, for the Ultra, that P1 hard point has been treating you well. So they're not really worried about it. They're just trying to pick up the remaining of this time. They're going to be down about 20 points going into the 3rd rotation of hard points.
The start for Toronto. By the way, kind of a uncustom game for Cleanix. I feel like every time that we've watched the Ultra, he has been the guy for them in these opening HPs. It's without a doubt his best mode, and team has really seen a major boost because of it. Starting off the game a little bit slow, looking for him to maybe turn things around a little bit more. That's going to be 1, that's going to be 2. 3 down for the Ultra. Can they make it a 4th? And they will. Nice trades. Thieves wiping away. And Temp trying to get up close. Again, has played fantastic so far throughout this game. Leading in slang at the current moment. Not looking to slow down anytime soon.
They only need another 40 points. They have the rotation for P2 as well. Slasher and Kenny with big kills from this hard point. Cleanix and Cammy trying to break in. Time is ticking. So for the Ultra, you need to try to flip these spawns. 2 are going to drop. 3 are going to go down again. Slasher's on a 5 spree, working on some streaks of his own. If you're the Ultra, you only have 1 to 2 good pushes to try to flip these spawns. Cammy, that's a great way to start it with a 2-piece. Players still from LA are going to spawn in the back besides Slasher. One player is actually going to get parallels with TJHaLy. 2 players are going to drop. Now, Thieves are going to be in the hill. Only need another 20 seconds to win this map. So far, they're holding pretty well. Have the potential to close this out here.
Yeah, great awareness to be aware of those spawns. Great job from the Thieves. As Temp continuing on the spree, 33 and 23, a 5 spree for Donnie Temp. With 4 seconds left, Ultra, they're not going to be able to get to the hill in time. And talk about an exclamation point for LA. Kicking things off on Crossroads in a wonderful, wonderful way. Temp, phenomenal plays really throughout the entirety of the game. Granted, the best play goes to aBeZy because the SMGs are obviously going to be firing, but the SMG duel, without a doubt, is going to go to LA as they just pretty much from start to finish put up some wonderful performances. I think those P3 breaks were obviously big for them. You saw multiple players go on streaks, but none greater than Donnie Temp.
Oh, man, Temp was just going bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S, I promise. There was nobody guarding him on the map. He was basically on a 5-kill spree every time he spawned up, man. Great plays, great answer from the Thieves, especially after the loss versus the Guerrillas yesterday. This is the way you want to start this series today.
Yeah, and what? I mean, they were on, a 6-map losing streak coming into this because of their prior losses. So this was a big map for them to get out of the way. Again, Ultra, they'd started off pretty well. They were 4-0 in opening hardpoints as of recently. So big win coming in from the team in need of a rebound, and that's exactly what they're able to get. It's no surprise, right? This team is known as one of the best slaying teams that we have in the entire game. Hardpoint record is undeniable, top to bottom. Talented players can slay with the best of them. It's good to see them coming in form. Again, you hate to see rosters kind of struggle with that in-game issue that we have seen, previously, certain rosters kind of go through. They start to run into a few struggles, and that's where the team kind of starts to break. But that map could be the uniting force to bring LA Thieves back, and I'm looking forward to see how they play in this next Search and Destroy. Folks, again, it's been a crazy, crazy event. It's been a crazy day up to this point. It's Map 2 Search and Destroy on Moscow up right after this quick break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the CDL Stage 1 Major. A quick little break as we prepare for map number 2, Search and Destroy on Moscow. Make sure to circle it. I'm sure the Thieves probably have, because anytime they get to play it, they're looking at that man, TJ. How great has he been on that map so far to start the season, Study?
12-0, man. Like, he didn't even die. So far, I'm pretty sure that's the best record that we have in Search and Destroy. 12.0 KD. When you're thinking about Ultra right here, you need to shut down a player like TJ. He can get hot, he uses that submachine gun, tries to take control of middle mat, pushes up the Eski. So if you're the Ultra, just try to work your offensive round slow, but don't give up full map control, because once you do that, LA Thieves players will find that opening and they will take advantage of it.
I love it too, man. I feel like I was, obviously on Twitter, we follow a lot of people, and I just remember seeing a lot of stats guys being like, I don't know how to handle this. Like, this guy literally has like an infinite KD. Like, what do we do in this situation? So clearly, what was breaking the timeline, he was breaking everybody's stats, breaking everybody's minds. But again, for the Thieves, Search and Destroy, I think you're looking at guys like TJ, a number of different guys to kind of be keeping in mind. But I gotta say, for Ultra, just in regards to Search and Destroy, this is kind of where at times the SMGs can start to struggle. I know Cammy has kind of been the X factor for them throughout the Search and Destroys. Looking for him to have a big game. But here we go. Game 2, Moscow, search and destroy, already off the start. TJ looking for a few angles as LA Thieves have the objective in hand.
So they have nobody on the straight side, so TJ decides to just jump out this window, push towards B. It'll be a free bomb plant. You're gonna see 2 players from Ultra sitting around that mid-map. One's gonna be on the balcony watching the cross, but Kenny's able to spot methods. No trophy system on this very first round. 50 seconds remaining. It's looking like they're trying to take control of mid-map. Who's that number 7 player in Slasher? Is he gonna check the corner? For Cammy. See TJ working up street. Cammy's gonna be able to open up with the first blood.
Nice first blood, and based off of that play, LA Thieves, despite how formidable they can look up front, they are going to be conscious of the flank. Well, that's 2 in a row, nearly 3 in a row. Kenny's going to set up Temp for the trade. Now it's going to be all on to Cammy. Again, the guy I said who can be the X factor for them in search and destroy. A tall task. The Thieves are going to be able to get this plant down, and little do they know, it's going to be a little bit easier than I'm sure they imagined, but quickly and briefly, on the flank is going to be Cammy. TJ's able to watch him, really watch over the plant, and that's going to be the first round going the Thieves.
TJ is just simply their playmaker, man. Slasher was first blooded right there, but TJ pushes through that B site, was able to win a big gunfight onto Bance, forces the players from Ultra to potentially wrap back. And on the opposite side, you had Kenny win a huge gunfight. Unfortunately, he got traded by methods, but Temp was there for that trade. Once they have that 2v1 situation, 15 seconds remaining, they have to plant it. TJ walks away with a gunfight with that AK-74U. Now you're going to see them on their defensive round. It's looking like Ultra. Going to try to work towards this B street. But the Thieves should be able to read this. That number 8 player in Temp is pushed up outside of brick, so he's getting all this information. Unfortunately, TJ is going to drop there from methods. So now the B bomb is going to be wide open for the taking. The only player in this position to try to cause havoc is going to be Slasher on the street. Temp with the big gunfight on plat forces it to a 3v3.
3 versus 3. 1 player on that street side is going to be Slasher. They're looking for the wrap as they'll try to set up somewhat of a pinch as Kenny able to take down methods to start. See, based off those arrows, they're starting to move. They're starting to get some information. It all comes down to Kleenex. And he pretty much just has to get out of the site, and this could actually work very well. They're going to be looking for him pretty much everywhere. And he gets Slasher off the bomb. Kenny's going to be there for the trade, but it's the nade from Kenny. It is going to stick. It looked like for a moment there could have been a lane there from the tissue. But the wonderful nade, the nice toss coming in from good old Quavo Kenny to seal the deal. But I like the play there from Kleenex. I know the teammates obviously get traded, which I know is probably going to be the focus, but I like the play from Kleenex. Nearly finds the angle, nearly finds the timing, maybe a second earlier, and he's able to take down Kenny, who's obviously in the middle of tossing out the nade, but a good early 2 rounds, very efficient rounds from the Thieves.
You're going to see the Thieves taking this bomb site towards B now. This time they're going to be aggressive towards mid-map. You're going to see TJ, no hesitation, making sure no one is rushing towards Eskies. That number 5 player is holding that backside, which is going to be Kenny. But the Thieves do have the positioning to rotate to either bomb. Vance is going to be in position. He was able to spot one off the Eskies. He's going to back up, play his life. Methods is going to be ready. Kleenex is ready for any player to come up Eskies. Here comes Temp. Great shots onto Kleenex. Is he going to get traded? No, he's not. So now 3v4 situation.
3v4, now make it a 2 versus 3. In favor for a moment of the Thieves, but Cammy has to make his statement on the round, and Temp, a lovely drop shot. I think a few of those bullets went in the bricks, but a majority in the body. Thieves really starting off well, but a majority of that comes off the early pick from Temp. Critical and crucial plays early out of LA. Toronto yet with an answer.
Just taking mid-map control on Toronto. You can just tell that they're playing a little scared. They're trying to stack that A site just in case LA Thieves decide to be aggressive towards there, but they find the opening once again, man. Mid-map was wide open. They were able to rotate to either site. Temp opened up with a great first blood. Going to be on a 4 spree right now. A couple kills away from earning himself some streaks. But if you're the Ultra, one of these rounds need to go in your favor, and it's looking like they're going to decide to switch up the pace, decide to be aggressive towards this A site. It might work out, but there's going to be 2 players going right up middle map through the Eskies area that potentially have the chance to cut them off.
If Temp can make it 5-0, really the question to ask. Can he get some nice shots, but
Comes TJ.
nothing finalized. Nice flank coming in from Eskies, but they line up for Bance. Kenny up close is able to stay alive, and now we find ourselves in a 1v2. Bance instantly going for the flank. Again, he's got the objective, and can he get these players when they're not thinking about it, when they're not looking for it? I'm sure the last place they're thinking is that he's going to be right on their flank, but he slows up.
38 seconds. Bance is just trying to catch these players rotating back. But it might work on in his favor. You see both players from the Thieves working around middle map. Making sure they're staying together. Playing the trade. Bance is now going to try to approach this A site. But this is going to be slow because once the Thieves don't see him on this bomb, they're going to immediately go towards A. So Bance has to try to work these. He's going to put down some shots onto absolutely nothing. So that's going to give him his positioning. He has to work this plant. You're going to see a player come up right behind him, which is going to be Temp. Easy round for the Thieves.
Yeah, easy, efficient round for the Thieves. Again, you like to play if you're Bance, but it's really just kind of these initial fights. And this just wasn't enough, right? These are the only 2 kills that Toronto were able to have. And normally you look at that best play and you're thinking, wow, what a great play that was to set up the remainder of the round. But still, despite the highlight, it is LA. 4 rounds straight. Temp doing his best TJ impression. He said that he was his codfather after all, and making his father proud at this point. Tiny Temp was the primary performer, really, in that hard point, doing it now in the search and destroy. And we know the talent this guy has, man. I mean, just an unbelievable player. The gun skill, it's undeniable. Questions on whether or not he'd be added to this team, kind of the late addition for Thieves. And in moments like this, they are so happy to have a guy with his gun skill on the roster.
Yeah, he's an unbelievable player. TJ's able to open up with the first blood with some great shots onto Bance. Great team fire out of Slasher and TJ there to open up with the first blood. You're going to see that number 4 player decide to wrap back towards B now. But look at the bomb carrier for the Thieves. It's looking like that number 5 player in Kenny going to decide to push up towards A. Are they going to try to take mid-map once again? See the Thieves slowly working up. Just trying to gain some information. They know that Methods likes to play the outskirts of the side of this A-bomb site. But number 2 was going to be Cammy going on the super flank. Might work out in his favor if he decides to step it up a little bit. Kleenex able to open up with 1. Here comes Methods with the second. Now it's a 2v3 situation. Slasher with the team kill. But Ultra walk away with the round. Love how Methods just took his time there. Didn't give up his positioning at all. And eventually the trades go in their favor. Good defensive round out of Ultra.
Yeah, and a much needed one, man, because they're going down 5-0. I don't want to say you chalk it up, but how many full sales have we had? Like, you can probably count them on your hand. And actually, we've seen it a few times again, but still, much needed position for the Ultra. They start to line up and finally get around, and that has to be big for them. But they have to capitalize on it, right? I mean, it can't just be, all right, well, cool, we went around, that's awesome. Listen, you lost the hard point, somewhat of a dominant way over on Crossroads. The SMGs weren't firing the way that you wanted. Here we go in this next offense. They can make the wrongs right again. Starting to line up, and of course it's Temp. Of course it's Temp set up. Kenny finds the first, and unfortunately with all those players looking at him, Temp isn't able to find anything, but how about Slasher responds with 2, making a difficult situation much more accomplishable. And Bance tries to check over at the Eskies. Slasher goes big, setting up TJ. LAT 1 round away from going up 2-0.
Yeah, it just comes down to Slasher right here. He ends up getting 2 on the round. Great nade onto Methods there, but him just watching over Temp. Temp was able to put some tremendous shots on every single one of those players, so that's why that player was weak. Was able to die to that nade without Temp's pre-fires right there. Slasher's not able to make the play. They find themselves now 1 round away from closing out this map number 2. And being up in the series 2-0. And this is the answer that we were expecting from the Thieves, especially versus the loss from the Guerrillas yesterday. Would they be able to shake it off? So far, they are answering it with ease.
I totally forgot. I was talking about full sales. And I know, the other day, LA Thieves up 5-2. Not exactly a full sale, but hey,
Yeah,
if you're Los Angeles, screw what I just said. Close it out here. Like, you don't even want to try. You don't want to mess with any of this stuff. Get this one out of the way and early. Get yourself to control as fast as possible, just given the recent circumstances. But
Double
nade, nice plays. That's Bance dropped yet again, and there comes Cammy.
Oh, man, the teamwork for the Thieves right now is really in sync, man. 2 nades go onto the guy on statue. Slasher, with the information that he knows that Bance is always going to play that top mid. TJ able to win this second gunfight. Now it's all left up to Methods in a 1v4 versus the Thieves. They're not even trying to plant. They're just fully committing to this gunfight. Temp's going to drop, so now it's a 1v3 situation. They're just pushing him out. They're not even worried about this plant. They're trying to close this out with the kill, and yes, they do, man. Up 2-0 in the series are the Thieves. Tremendous search and destroy on that map number 2.
Jeff Tony was trying to cook him up something special, but they said, joke's on you, we packed our lunch. We packed our lunch today, putting them away, 6-1 search and destroy. And this is the Thieves that we thought of, man. This is the Thieves that we've been waiting for. They lose both of those series. They go on that 6-map loss streak. Everyone's thinking, hey, like, what's gonna happen with the team today? What are we gonna see from this group? And they are responding really exactly the way that you'd want, especially if you're an LA fan. Really great work from the SMGs throughout the Moscow. I know it's been kind of like a highlight reel type of map. Again, when we talk about the SMGs, on fire for Los Angeles. Temp goes big. TJ has some good moments. Really a solid team victory for the most part, as TJ finishing off 10-2. This is just his map, Study. This is just TJ's map.
They were just leaving that opening at Eskies every single time. They were committing 4 players towards that A site. Once they do that, no one is watching the mid-map Eskies cross, so TJ and Temp just hit it every single round. Once they gained all that information, obviously you have Kenny and Slash on the opposite side calling out the cross to tell you if they're at that A-bomb site. But TJ just dominated mid-map, man. No one had an answer for him. He was their playmaker on that map. 10-2. It's a way to go out.
Let's go and take a look at our U.S. Army tactical play. This one coming in from round number 3. Again, we didn't have many rounds, but we always get a round number 3, guaranteed. This one, of course, from the Thieves, making the plays up early. Study, I mean, again, it was Toronto just trying to get some momentum every chance they got, but it was Thieves kind of throwing it in their face from time to time. A slow start, the instant rebound.
Yeah, they just once again take control of that mid-map. Once they do that, they know that the players from the Toronto Ultra, we're going to get that call out from Bance, but Temps opens it up with a great first blood onto Kleenex, and eventually every other kill is traded at that point. Turns into a 2v1 situation, but the Thieves just played that well, just taking the map control from the Ultra. Ultra didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, unfortunately not. Just not their day, not their map. LA Thieves, despite the emotions, hey, they're just calm, cool, collected. They're ready for this map number 3 because we are already there. Impressive stuff from Los Angeles early. Question really comes now into the Ultra saying, hey, what can you do coming into this next control? As that is going to be up next right after this quick little break.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
In 2020, our fans and teams wanted to see top players recognized throughout the course of a CDL season. Well, you asked, and we listened. Starting this championship Sunday, we'll be introducing the player of the stage, powered by Astro Gaming. All of your favorite CDL casters and analysts will be putting their heads together to determine the player who exhibited the skill, sportsmanship, and consistency throughout a stage in order to win this title, and we'll be announcing it after the final match. Again, player of the stage, what a great title to hold. Study, we talk about the way that kind of in general, the way the competition works, the way that 44 has kind of changed everything. I mean, this is the highest level of competition that we've ever seen, and I know that we say it often, but trust me, it's the real deal. But that title, really for anybody who's able to earn it, it's got to mean a lot given the way that things are looking right now in the competition side of things.
Yeah, man, that title is huge, man. And like just thinking about it off the rip, I already knew who's going to be my pick. I don't want to say it now because I don't want to spoil it, but
you can't do that,
it's pretty
son.
easy.
Come on now.
Oh, you want me to tell you? All right, it's without a doubt, it's Huke. It's Huke, without a doubt. The guy's the best player in the game to me, and he's been showing up every single series. That's what I'm going with. But back into this one. Currently, the Ultra are down 0-2 in this series. They're going to go into a checkmate control. We just saw this map in the last series that we had. It's all going to come down to who can potentially win that first offense. We saw NYSL do it. Right now, the Thieves are really hot. Do they have the potential to close it out here?
Yeah, it's looking to be that way. Obviously, when we talk about control, it's really not been great for the Ultra, and that's the problem. Again, we talk about their hard point, we talk about their search and destroy. I want to say that I was watching a video from RKB kind of going over the team and the way that they've obviously been looking as of late. And one of the focuses is, hey, we got to close out the controls. Bance has said it in the interviews. The team has been talking about it. We need to be more aggressive. We need to make sure we're not giving up points too early on defense. This has not been their strong suit, but hey, how many times have we seen teams down, relying on a map that's really not their preferred one, but they're able to come away with it? The Ultra, they're going to be tested, especially against a team like the LA Thieves. Granted, a 3-3 record in control, but we know the talent they have in the respawns.
Yeah, so both of these teams have yet to play checkmate control, so this is the first time for both of these guys. You're going to see 2 kills for the Ultra, trying to slow down the push towards this A site. Slasher's going to be the only player in this position. Just try to stop this clock from ticking down. See the Ultra players, they have playing control. See what the Thieves players are trying to do. Work up middle map. Cammy needed some bullets from Kenny's weapon right there, but 2 are going to drop. Temp, big kill. Slasher with the second. Cammy with the trade. So far, the Ultra are playing their defense really well. Even though the waves of kills are coming at random times. So far, they're just keeping them off the point, letting that time tick down. But as I say that, TJ's going to hop on this 8 point and eventually get this first cap.
First tick is through. TJ with the shots. Again, for Toronto, you don't want to try to give away this 8 point, but also at the same time, you don't want to try to throw lives at it that don't really matter. One player maybe going for the contest, and they actually are going to wipe them off of it. So I thought for a moment it was looking pretty bad for Toronto. They will be able to rebound. 35 seconds. Really, his method stays here. He's also not just finding kills, but he's also clearing away the time. And now in the spawn, Kleenex could cause some issues. Thieves are going to have to deal with them while also at the same time trying to be prepared for the seconds that are on the clock. Slasher opens up with a nice early double. Temp trying to make some progress through the mid plane because they've got to get players in these positions and they got to get them here fast. A huge win. Kenny on the other side is winning some gunfights as well. Cammy, the last player in line, and that's going to be a huge double. A big 1v1, and TJ's able to hold on, but 4.8 seconds left. He's trying to give a call to his teammates, but they happen to be over at the other control point. Time starting to tick away. Can anybody get there in time for the Thieves? Back and forth they go. Slasher's on the point, and he drops. Back and forth, a valiant effort from the Thieves, but it's Ultra opening things up nicely on this defense.
Cammy was going huge. 2-piece after 2-piece whenever the players from the LA Thieves thought that they had a setup. See him on this top wing every single time. With this XM4 was making play after play for his team to win that very first defense. Now, they're going to go on offense. We know how strong defense can be on the map like checkmate. Kleenex stepping up. First map, he did not have a great performance with that SMG. 6-4 right now, currently on a 2 spree. Going on this offense, you're going to see 2 players from the Thieves pushing out towards that back aLLeY. 1 player is going to be in plane. Slasher playing safe, make sure no one pushes towards B. Kleenex going to open up a team kill. That's going to be 2 down, 3 go down right off the rip for the Ultra. That's not the way you wanted to start that if you were Kleenex.
I know that you want to start if you're the Ultra in major need of some resurgency and major need of a little bit of a comeback. Let's actually go ahead and visit the comms with Toronto right now with our Astro Gaming listening. Let's head into Toronto.
He's right. He's in our fucking back P2.
He's in orange,
Yes, back P2
Yeah,
left.
Nice,
Okay, top left and low left. Top left
Did they lane here?
Top right wing,
top
right.
right.
Top left wing, top left wing, top left wing, just kill me.
Careful. Don't do it.
Flash
Flash
top
Don't
lane.
forget, kills here.
We need to
P2
kill
great,
this guy,
P2
right.
great.
One shot, Donnie, right. Two top.
You know where he's
top
at?
lane.
Octane, one top, one guy, top right wing,
No,
one
Push
shot.
out right, push out back right.
I'll kill him. That shot me. Play kills here.
Top left wing, I don't know where he went.
Dude, low.
He's top right wing, man.
I'm pretty sure it's low left.
Shot
Low left.
right.
Well, in the corner.
Right.
I have no idea. I
Yeah,
think
yes. Donnie dead. I'm one
Major
shot.
top,
One
major
low
top.
right, low right.
Yeah, one
Kenny,
break
I
and drop
think.
low on you.
Kenny was
Yeah,
low.
yeah,
Kenny under right wing.
Jumped up,
Top nice. Top. Slasher top.
Drop low again.
Push out right.
I mean, what, Ultra, they kind of get pulverized here, Steady.
Yeah.
They are already calling out, hey, we need to kind of play the lives. Given this situation, what do you make of the comms there from Toronto right now?
Well, the comms there, they just sound a little frustrated. You know, they're on an offensive round. They cannot get any kills off the players on the wing side for the Thieves. They were just dominating them with the ARs. You see Kenny in the position that he's in. Kleenex has some great shots on the slasher right there, but at the end of the day, Kenny's just posted up, picking up kill after kill with that XM4. He's currently on a 5 spree as well, going into this offensive round. If you're the Ultra, you drop a lot of lives on that offense right there, so the Thieves probably do have the advantage if it does go all the way to a 5-5. Kenny 14 and 10 right now, going huge with that XM4. Let's see if they're able to make any changes on their offensive push.
We focus it on offense, and for good reason. Defense on checkmate is just so good, but can anybody really start to break the mold? Well, that's what you want, at least to start things off. The Thieves will clear out a street, and they also do find a nice pick onto a player top lane. The nade is going to greet Methods as he goes flying. The one tick through early. Toronto, of course, not happy about it, as they want to try to hop on as fast as possible. Back toward that mid plane again. This is kind of constant fight, the ever-existing 1v1 plane battle. Really back and forth we go. Kenny currently holding down this wing, and really for Toronto, you want to try to clear him out as soon as possible. There's one player for Ultra, I'm sure probably had the comms there the wrong way, and Kenny eating up. And again, with that angle, makes life a little bit easier.
So they have 2 ticks on A. See the players on the Thieves trying to fight for this plane control. Temp's going to drop Slasher with the nade, though, so that's going to slow down the hold from Ultra. 50 seconds still remaining. The Thieves are currently leading by 1 kill. Slasher and Kenny with 2. Here comes a third. Can Kenny win it? No, he's going to drop, so Kleenex and Cammy slow down the push once again from the Thieves. Temp's going to have a big gunfight. He's going to drop again to Cammy. Now this is going to set up Ultra to potentially put Thieves in a spawn trap and try to pull away in this kill column.
Yeah, that's really what it has to be right now for the Thieves. We'll see if they try to make a break. What, 25 seconds left, and Vance is dancing on him. Benjamin Vance. Been some great work in the closed cabin area. Things that we won't speak of in the next round. But still, so what, 15 to 12? You're making some good progress, but again, the way that Thieves kind of dominated early, you like their chances. We're talking about the future, but defense just continues to be the problem. Ultra, no doubt about it. They're going to walk away with the win, taking things 2-1. And I will say, Study, we were in a very similar situation last series, right? There was a roster, there was a team who was down 0-2, and they managed to make the comeback here on this very map and mode, that being the Subliners. Now, granted, first 2 maps, totally different, right? New York, they're kind of throwing away those first 2. For Thieves, it was a complete dominance over the Ultra. But if they can walk away with this offense, we've got ourselves a series. It all comes down to this one. Huge opportunity for Ultra. Probably Thieves up in overall lives. Outside of TJ, who's 6-16. But again, we'll see how this one plays out. If Ultra can get some early seconds.
You're going to see Cammy open up the first blood. That's going to be huge. Vance with the trade on the TJ3 are going to go down for the Thieves. The only player in a position to stop them is going to be Temp, but he's going to drop as well. So now, if you're the Ultra, you need to get more players onto this 8 point so you can cap it a little quicker, extend that time. TJ's going to be playing for Methods, able to take him down. The get their first tick on A. Cleanx gonna be sitting in the top lane, just causing havoc. But if you're the Ultra, you see what they're trying to do. They're just trying to focus on kills just in case it does go to round number 5. They can end up with defense, but they take that A point. Now they have 2 minutes to work with to just get that B point by themselves.
And despite the nice early grab from the Ultra, without a doubt, nice to see the offense being able to accomplish something, but from this point forward, Cleanx, he knows he's suck. He's like, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to try to really do any more splash damage to my teammates. But Thieves in a great position. Again, we got 1:42 on the clock. And this is where things can start to get scary based off that life count, based off of really just the way this round can look. But nice picks. 2 nice trades as well. But it's TJ on the flank, manages to make his way behind enemy lines. Not a great game to start, but how about that 4 spree? Just when we think the Ultra may have found a little bit of something to be able to break out of their spawn, it's TJ continuing to cause havoc.
And it's good that he's on this side of the map, all the way pushed up towards that yellow side. He's going to force all the players from the Ultra to spawn out towards back blue. TJ's going to drop, though. So now Kenny's in a position. Just continue to try to block that spawn, hold this aLLeY. A minute is going to be left on the clock. You see Ultra trying to slow down, making sure that they're getting their kills. Slasher's going to open up with the first, Temp with the second. Cleanx trying to work through the bottom of the plane, able to open up with 2. So now this could be the opening the Ultra need. Cleanx is going to hop on that B point, just trying to draw a couple players from the Thieves out. Temp's going to win a big gunfight in the top lane. Fortunately, he's going to get traded, but so far, you're the Ultra, just keeping the kills close. Exactly what you want. 30 seconds remaining. Even if you guys end up losing this round, you should have the defense if it goes round 5.
Usher trying to line him up, and there's another one in the kill column. 14-8. Everybody get out your calculators just to be safe. But and you like your position right now for Los Angeles, as they'll be able to send us now to a round number 5. His defense continues to be dominant on checkmate. Both teams, pieces wiped off the board. Now we start anew coming into this final round. But again, defense, defense, defense. The way it works on checkmate study. The way it works.
Yeah.
But you find that opening and you're going to be in a good spot, but no doubt about it. Whoever does have the defensive side is going to be at a huge advantage given the way this win is played out.
And that was a good round from TJ, man. He was not having the greatest of maps. Now you see him at 14-20, currently on a 2 spree. Really stepping up for this team. He was sitting at 6-15. So he's been getting a lot of kills in his favor. It's looking like the Thieves are going to be on defense once again. So if you're the Ultra, you have to do the same exact thing as you did last time. Try to cap that A point early. This time, try to focus on the kill so you can get out of the spawn. And that's exactly how you want to start with Vance opening up with the first kill.
Yeah, if you're trying to, you just got to give a different look, right? You got to do something a little bit different. Yeah. Try to catch him off, and that's a great way to do it. Cammy hit some early beams. Temp will be there for the trade, and just like that, I mean, again, a lot of progress made from Toronto as they'll be able to hop onto the point. The Thieves are starting to come in and overwhelm them. The nade from the top, the nice shots go along with it. A great combo, the 1-2 punch coming in from Slasher. And Cammy, again, just trying to attack over at this A point, finally get some freedom. And meanwhile, Method's in a great position. Really trying to hold off the spawn. You don't see the offense really be able to get to this position very often, but he's making it look great. 4 in a row, and much like we saw TJ in the last round, Method's trying to be annoying. He's able to do so, and now we've got Toronto in a great spot. What, 2 ticks, now 3 ticks in at A. Already starting things off on B, the best offensive round that we have seen as of yet. In Toronto, they're sitting nice in the life count right now.
Yeah, up 6 lives. You see Kenny and TJ able to slow them down right there with that 2-piece. There goes 3 down. Last player alive is going to be Method. Slasher has a big one-on-one. He's able to win it. So now this is going to force the Ultra to fight out of their base once again. But here's Temp with that XM4, cutting him off from top lane. They have a lot of time on the clock, though. Up 4 lives, minute 20. Just have to play your kills and try to get out of your base, and Cammy has been doing it time after time. Another 2-piece for the young man. Temp's there for the trade. They have to try to stop this push from that aLLeY, and TJ's going to be there to counter it.
Nice flank. Now for Temp. And that's 3 down for the Ultra. We're talking about lives. We're talking about the Ultra. They're sitting in a great spot. Now only up by 1, 50 seconds. And that's a nice shot from Cammy, but again, in the back of the base, you see where the Thieves are pushed up. Over at that yellow container, TJ, he's got the cross, and that's a nice pick again. But Kenny and Slasher, they return with another 2. Kenny, how about 3 in a row? Nearly makes it 4. The wonderful beams coming in from Kenny. 30 seconds on the clock in Toronto. You've got to make a play. You got to find the entry. And can it be Kleenex to do it? Finds the first one on the Temp and finds the other one on Kenny. That's 3 down.
3 down.
This is the opening for Toronto. This is their chance. Slasher working his way over at A Street. Can they commit the pinch? Cammy watching a nice angle. His methods does end up falling. Now over at the A Street, you players are starting to combine. One player now in the point. That's going to be Bant. He also falls. No respawns left right now for LA, but it's about the objective for Toronto. Can they win our first offensive round? Can they make their way back in the series? It's really about these picks. How do the way that Thieves look to play it? They're starting to drop like flies. Slasher and Temp, the last 2 players up. Slasher finds the pick, and it's Temp from the other side who also is able to find one. 4 seconds left. They got to get on the point. They got to get there in time. Slasher and Temp gonna play this one correctly. No response for the other end. Temp is able to find a big one. Can anybody get to the hill? Cammy has to get there, and he does! Cammy with 0.8 on the clock, and Slasher is there to seal the deal. Back and forth, and a huge clutch from Slasher and Temp to close out the game in one of the craziest controls that we have seen on the season. I don't have words for that study. It looks so good for Ultrawist, and they got to get on to the point. But how about Slasher and Temp in that position? Unbelievable stuff for the duo.
It was a 6v2. Slasher and Temp versus 6 players on the Ultra. All they needed was a millisecond more to close out that point. Slasher and Temp, kill after kill, going huge in that clutch, man. If you're the Thieves, wow, that was a way to close out. My hands are up in the air. I can't even believe it. But if you're the Ultra, yeah, that one's gonna hurt, man. A 4 live advantage. You only needed basically a centimeter left on that point to close out and force it to a map number 4. But Temp and Slasher just going huge at the very end to seal the deal for the Thieves and win it 3-0.
Oh my God, I think I'm gonna pass out after that. I don't know. I think
God.
I'm seeing a little bit of stars. I'm seeing stars right now. Literally, I'm seeing stars on the screen. That's exactly the way that we thought that they would play. Honestly, coming in this, no, all jokes aside, major plays coming in from the Thieves, man. I mean, these guys and just in the last moments, coming. You said it was a 2v6?
2v6.
2v6. Oh my gosh! And you can see, I mean, it's just the way that the Ultra feel right now. They know that they blew it. They knew that that was their chance to get back in the series. What a game! We don't even know how to react here in the virtual set. I don't even know, man. I don't know how to react to that. Like, that is just a situation where you cannot lose it. You can't lose. I know Toronto, but this mode has not been great for them. But in a 6v2, you've got to close it out. But all the props to the LA Thieves side, right? You're in the communication in that moment, right? Study, you're in the communication. You're saying, okay, I got to pick. How do we want to play this? I mean, just narrow plays. Heartbreak in Toronto tonight, but it's celebrations for LA because they live to see another day.
Oh, man, they live to see another day indeed. And that's exactly how you want to end this series out. With an insane clutch out of Temp and Slasher. Every single kill went in their favor every time they needed to. You saw Slasher started off with the big kill on the Cammy, Temp with the trade, Slasher once again with the second. And then there was only one player left from Ultra. Look, we're going to break down this play here. You see Kleenex flank around the backside. No lives remaining right now for the Thieves. You're going to see the second tick about to come in as well. Slasher in the positioning that he's in towards that yellow crate. The second tick is in. Slasher's going to decide to play a little aggressive. Kenny drops, TJ drops. So right now it's 2v7.
Oh,
2v7. Even worse. Temp and Slasher are able to get both. So it's going to be 10 seconds left on this. None of the Ultra players are on it. So the time is starting to tick. But you see the positioning out of Slasher and Temp. They just take their time, make sure they do it together. Communication had to be on point. Temp with another huge two-piece to slow them down. And it all came down to this one right here. Cammy versus Slasher. Slasher gets that info that he's one shot. Once he eliminates that one player, there's just not enough time for the player that's coming off spawn for the Ultra to push up towards that B point. Man, what an insane clutch out of Slasher and Temp right there to close out that series.
Oh my gosh.
2v7, man.
Oh my gosh.
2v7, man.
An unbelievable scuff play of the game. I know that one's going to be played for a very, very long time. And again, when you're in those moments, it's like, okay, it's 2v6, but like, I mean, we were not thinking that was going to be the clutch. Like in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this one surely is going to go the way of Toronto. I think even Toronto were thinking, okay, guys, what's going to be the next hard point? But no, not happening. Let's take a look at our bracket because things are shaping up nicely. What in the elimination side, we saw Subliners win this one earlier versus Mutineers. That one going to Game 5. They've now got LAG. OpTic v Thieves, some history there. Definitely a rivalry brewing coming into this season. It's going to be fun to see those teams match up. And then Empire and FaZe in the winners finals. Oh man, we love storylines in COD, don't we, Study? We've got some great ones going down tomorrow.
Oh my God, some unbelievable matches. OpTic versus Thieves. OpTic went all the way to a Game 5, round 11, and dropped that versus the Empire. The Thieves are coming off of a 3-0. That's going to be a tremendous series. Subliners completing the reverse sweep. They have to have some energy versus the Guerrillas, who got destroyed today in their series versus FaZe, but it's okay. Tomorrow's going to be a new day. But that Dallas Empire versus Atlanta FaZe in that winners finals, tomorrow's going to be an insane day of Call of Duty.
It's going to be a nuts day, my friend. What the Stage 1 Major has clearly lived up to the hype. We were excited to see how everything started off, and it has lived up to the hype and more. Major clutch coming through from the Thieves as they win this one 3-0. Of course, right after this quick commercial break, it is Miles standing by with Thanos himself. Good old Slasher snapping away the Ultra, taking a look at the nice trim. We'll be right back with the interview.
Welcome back to the Call of Duty League. It is now time for our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight, and holy shiitake mushrooms, was that a big one? I'm joined by Slasher. Dude, I don't even know what to ask you. That was the most absurd finish to a control round imaginable. Like, congratulations.
Thank you, man. Yeah, that was crazy. I don't even know what the live count was, but when we got to that moment, I knew we had a good chance just because of the clock, and Checkmate's super defensive heavy. So me and Donnie, I don't even know. We just naturally, like, we weren't even talking too much, to be honest. We were so focused on our screens, and we just naturally worked the map well together. So that was crazy.
Dude, well done. I think it was like 2v6, something like that. Like, the odds were not in your favor, dude. So, like, really well done. Dude, like, you're going to play OpTic next round. Like, I mean, you have to be feeling fantastic after a series like that. But, like, what's coming up next? Like, how do you guys prepare for the next series?
Yes, I mean, I think against them especially, they've been looking a lot better in search. We got to take the searches versus them, but also just make sure we stay on top of our hardpoint game. It's been pretty hit or miss throughout the season. Like, I feel like we have a good record in it, but a lot of the games become really close. You know, we lost one against LAG yesterday, so we just got to tighten up a little bit of the mistakes and make sure we're playing kind of like we did today, and I think we have a good shot.
Right on, man. Sounds like a plan. I mean, dude, I don't know what the hell to even ask you. Like, after that kind of match, like, I'm still, the adrenaline is pumping. I have no idea what you're feeling, but, like, is there anything you want to say to the fans? Is there anything you want to shout out? I mean, anything you want to get off your chest? Like, the floor is entirely yours now, Slasher. Let it rip.
I mean, just appreciate the support. You know, we're working hard. We're trying to win tournaments this year, so hopefully we keep improving, keep getting better, and you never know. I've made losers bracket run before. Maybe I could do it again.
Hell yeah, man. It's been one hell of a day of COD. Why stop now? Why stop the run now? It could be an insane run for the rest of the tournament. Well, dude, just nothing but congratulations, nothing but love to you once again. An incredible series win that we will be talking about for at least another couple of days, because that was wild. Congrats.
Thank you.
All good, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Slasher of the LA Thieves. I like a speechless, ridiculous victory there. Close out this day of ridiculous action here in the COD League. When we come back after the break, we're going to be breaking down some of the games from today and talking about the upcoming matches tomorrow. The Major is far from done. We still have 2 more days left. See you at this break. Friday here in the Call of Duty League. Welcome back, friends. Today's schedule brought to you by the US Army. This is what happened today, and oh my god, what a day of COD it was. 2 3-0s, they were bangers. But the 2 Game 5s in the middle we saw, those were astonishing as well. What an unbelievable day of Call of Duty it has been. It's shaved years off my life. I can only guess what it's done to most of our fans. Welcome back to the headquarters, brought by USAA. And I honestly, man, like, what the hell? What the hell did we see today, boys? Like, Nameless, I'm going to start with you, mate. Let's just get straight into this one. That last series, let me have it. Or let the Ultra have it, I suppose.
I mean, you know, like, it was just frustrating. As a guy who's been really big on the Ultra, you know, I've been predicting them to win a lot of series. I thought they looked really great in the beginning, but, you know, that match was just a breakdown for me in every single game mode. They had so many opportunities to win the maps that they were playing. I mean, outside of the Search and Destroy, but, like, here, on this map, in this control, in this final round, it's It's 7v2. I mean, Cleanex made the huge plays, but it was really earlier in this round where they should have won. They had control, they got A, and they decided to try to push through the spawn instead of backing up and getting into the plane and just playing kills. You have 2 minutes, just kill LA Thieves in their spawn, hold it down, and eventually get the point, man. So, you know, it's just really frustrating for me to see. And, you know, LA Thieves, they turned up and seized the moment. But wow, that was a breakdown out of the Ultra.
Yeah, you can't lose games like that if you're Toronto. And like you're trying to cause upsets, like to have a team like the Thieves in that type of position. You can't, I mean, in any type of position, you really can't give away a 2v6 in terms of lives.
Yeah.
But especially if you're trying to, you know, knock off the big dogs. So that's a really rough loss there for the Ultra.
Yeah, that one certainly stung, and it doesn't hurt anymore. I mean, it hurts for us, it hurts for the fans, but like for the players, you saw the look on their faces as well.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that was a
Tough,
heartbreaking loss, truly. But man, like what a day of Call of Duty, boys. Well, let's put today behind us as much as we possibly can. I know the feelings are still running through a lot of us, but let's talk about tomorrow. Who, Nameless, in your opinion, has impressed you the most? I suppose we haven't talked about today. Who has impressed you the most today?
Yeah.
And going into tomorrow, what do you expect?
Yeah, I think it was New York. The tenacity that they showed was incredible. They played a really hot Florida Mutineers team, and you know they went down in the series and they brought it back with the reverse sweep. But in particular, one guy on that team was shining today, man. It was Diamondcon, dude. He was going off, especially on that Garrison. Like he just made some really huge plays. So I got to show him some love, man. He was going off today, and after the series that they had, you know, the day prior, he was getting smoked. What a bounce back.
And I have to say New York as well. I think that you look at Dallas versus OpTic, and that goes the distance, but that goes the distance like both teams kind of trading back and forth. Like you could see that as a finals matchup of the major in itself and a rematch. But New York, their ability to bounce back today was something that I don't think any of us expected. And Clay kind of talked to you, Miles, about it in the interview. Where like, you know, this is a team that's really kind of putting a mental test on him, right? As you know, some of these players get used to the big spotlight of playing at the upper echelons in the league. And to bounce back in a game like that after they got crushed the other day is huge. I'm really excited for what they do tomorrow.
Very, very excited to see what they do for tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, let's have a quick look at Saturday's schedule. Day 4 of the Major. It was like day 10, but I can assure you it ain't. Major's still rocking and rolling. This is Saturday's schedule, brought to you once again by the US Army. Up first, going to be the Los Angeles Guerrillas, going up against the New York Subliners. Again, looking for a little bit of retribution is going to be NYSL. They can keep the run going. And then Chicago going up against LA. Another absolute banger. Those teams will then, winner of both teams of those series, will meet each other later on for our final match of the day. Saturday, I mean, I hope the Mutineers have got that image ready. We're going to be sending a couple more teams home, but boys, like this has been, again, the first Major. It was always going to be fun. It was always going to be exciting. Like the prelude, the build-up, like it was always going to be something special. But I honestly, I'm so impressed. I love this format. I hope you are enjoying it back home. Watch out for those big hands. They're coming for you. But it's been so exciting, man. Today has been one of the most ludicrous days of COD. Anyway, next question. Let's roll on this one. Let's go forward to tomorrow. Let's look for that OpTic versus LA Thieves matchup. Nameless, who takes the edge here? Like, based on what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, LA Thieves look really good in that series, but I'm going to go with OpTic. I thought that, you know, even though they, despite losing both hard points, like they pushed all the way to a game 5, which is great to see as an OpTic fan because you know that OpTic is going to get better at hardpoint. They just have too much talent on that team to consistently lose those. So I think they have the edge going into that series. And I gotta say, I'm really excited to watch the Moscow Search and Destroy, as it's been like the dominant search map for both of these teams. So that'll be dope for sure.
I think OpTic has the upper hand as well. With how they've played in hardpoint, you know, excluding today against Dallas, like you expect them fully to bounce back in that game mode. We know what they are in control, very dominant.
Yeah.
And their search and destroy has been getting better as of late too, where I think as you saw, like LA Thieves, they dropped the one against the Guerrillas the other day. So I think OpTic is definitely the favorite coming in. And I think though, if you're an LA Thieves fan, you need to see them win that first map. I think it's a team that's really going to ride on the confidence in that series if they can get that first one under their belt.
I like it, boys. This could be a really great series ahead of us. Again, two teams who are very evenly matched right now. This should be an absolute bloodbath, a real bout. But guys, that's going to be it from us here on the desk. It has been one hell of a day. Let's just call it that. And hopefully we get to do it all again tomorrow in the same exciting fare. But hopefully Lottie should be back as well. We missed you, Lottie. We hope you're having a great time in the land of dead internet. From behalf of myself, Mr. X and Nameless, everyone behind the camera, and everyone up in the cloud, we'll see you here on the same channel, same time, same place for more Call of Duty League action. Get a good rest, friends. Tomorrow's going to be crazy.